Now, most of the Titan gods, Uranus, Kronos, didn't make it over successfully into the new realm of the Olympians. As a matter of fact, you should have read in Graves what happened to those deities. That also includes Atlas and some others. One male god that did make it over into, he didn't become an Olympian, but neither was he put to death right then, and he wasn't put to death later, but he did suffer, was Prometheus. Now, Prometheus actually means foresight. Prometheus, the Titan, was able to see into the future, and because he was able to see into the future, he could tell that the Olympians were going to beat the Titans. So what did he do? He fought on the side of the Olympians. And not only that, he got his brother Epimetheus. That means hindsight, that yeah, he can realize later what he did to fight with him. And so these two minor deities, they're deities, they're just titans as opposed to Olympians, almost managed to successfully make the transition. Prometheus is a dying and resurrected deity, even though he doesn't actually physically die in the way that some of the other deities does. He is a savior deity. And he is a savior deity because he makes men. Now, he doesn't make women, but he makes men. And Prometheus is a good father. He takes care of these creatures that he made. Now, in some variations of the myth, Prometheus makes them out of mud. And remember, in Sumeria, humans were made from mud. Yeah, guess what? Archetype. But Prometheus makes the men from mud, and Athena breathes life into them. Some other ones just say that Prometheus created them, and there they were. Even the inclusion of Athena is tricky, though, because it is still the image of the male mother, because Athena is the product of a male mother, Zeus, which we'll talk about later. But at any rate, Prometheus creates men and has a very soft spot for them. As a matter of fact, he loves his offspring so much that he is willing to trick Zeus, which he does with the offerings. They would offer the bull, and Prometheus took the bones of the bull and wrapped them in a hide and took the fat and the good stuff and hid it. And so he asked Zeus, which would you rather have? And he showed some yucky parts, offal and stuff off. And then there was the hide with only the bones inside. And Zeus thought that's where all the good stuff was. And he says, well, I want that. And then he opens it up, and there's nothing but bones and the hide. So he gets very upset with Prometheus. And he refuses. He tells Prometheus, you need to stop coddling these men. And don't you dare give them fire. So what does Prometheus do? He sneaks in the back way, puts fire in a reed, and takes it to his offspring and gives it to them. This also happens in a myth from India. But we're concerned with the Greeks right now. Because Prometheus did that, he got into big-time trouble. And Zeus had him change to a rock in the Caucasus Mountains, where some say a vulture and some say an eagle came down and tore out his liver every day. At night it would grow back. This is how he becomes a dying and resurrected deity. Titans, it seems like some of them are immortal, but then it seems like others aren't. And I go with the theory that they weren't immortal because Zeus says that Prometheus will suffer until an immortal gives up his or her life for him. Now, Prometheus is chained to the rock until Heracles comes along and lets him loose. But Prometheus gains immortality when Chiron, the centaur, who's not a god, but the centaurs were immortal, is wounded by a dart. He feels pain. It won't heal, but he can't die. It's kind of a bad place to be in. And so Chiron gives him his immortality to Prometheus. Prometheus then is the savior of humankind. So Prometheus is an early savior god, in that he is willing to sacrifice himself and he is willing to suffer for his people. And remember, Prometheus can see the future. Prometheus knows very well what's going to happen to him. He knows he's going to be chained to to a rock in the Caucasus Mountains, and he does the deed anyway and gives fire to humankind. Fire allowed humans more than just the ability to stay warm. When you have fire, you don't have to go to bed when it's dark outside. Fire and light become associated with logic and reason. And we see this all the time, even in cartoons where a light bulb goes over a person's head. Who is connected with the sun in most cultures? The male god. And this becomes even more pronounced in Greek with Apollo and Helios, his sun, representing logic and light. But that's a topic for another video.